Hello, hello, hello. It is full on baseball season in my house and spring is in the air, hence the sunglasses on top of my head. All right. Welcome back. I'm happy to be here. I've had a couple of weeks here with some interruptions to my newsletter, but here we are. So today we're going to talk about how to start a business at work without getting fired, even if you have no time. This is the break issue number 71. And this message is sponsored by the Unbreakable Career Design Lab. It's my signature coaching program that helps stuck, unfulfilled senior professionals break corporate dependence and build dynamic portfolio careers that support their freedom, family, and finances. We are literally shattering limitations in this program and transforming lives. I invite you to become part of it by applying below. Number 71, building for fulfillment. So in 2018, I was at a crossroads. Keep plugging away at an easy job and be well paid? Or, I don't know. I really had no idea what I would do, but I did have this naive belief that I could do anything. But since I was in my 30s with 3 kids, I figured I needed to pivot smartly. So I started to really think about what would influence my odds of success. Not just this unhelpful crap of follow your passion and soar. I decided I needed to full on design my life and build a business that could get me there while keeping my job. Look, my path to freedom was building a business, but I don't think that's the only route. However, I do believe that living a self-directed and fulfilling life does require you to build something. So all of what I have to say here is relevant. Whether you choose to build a business, build a project, a side hustle, or build your entire life, here's how I did it. It all starts with creating what I call space time. So going back to the drawing board meant I needed time from work and from family obligations to focus on the next chapter. More importantly, I needed space, mental, physical, and emotional space to pour into the creative process. So here's how I did it. I delegated time sucks. I even paid a VA to work with me. I declined the promotion path. I started getting out of the building. I replaced meetings with progress reports. I blocked my calendar with me time blocks. And I asked my wife for 2 hours every single Saturday, of course, in the early mornings. With that space, I could think, I could iterate, and I could plan without demands on my time. The next piece was I looked for double pay opportunities. So I figured the quickest and least risky way I could build a business was to package what I already knew and what I was already getting paid for into a new offering. So I looked for every opportunity I could to build and work at the same time. I built assets that I would need, and I did that from templates that we had at work. I documented processes of my current job. I built relationships I could use inside or outside of corporate. I identified customers and partners. I learned on the fly, and I even chose work trips that coincided with my new business development activities. Anything I could do to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, I would do, as long as it didn't violate my employment contract. Next piece was I managed my boss really well. So splitting this time means managing expectations, or you will drop balls and get fired. With all the pushback I did in section 1, I had to make sure my boss knew I was on top of things. Fortunately, the process forced me to communicate proactively and frame the changes I made as good for the company. Oh, would you like me to be in this 14-person meeting or out there in the field? Oh, you have a question on the project? Okay, please see the report from week 4 in the documentation folder I email you each week. You're worried about me not being in the office? Well, as an INTJ, my introverted self works better when I'm not distracted every 2 minutes. Is there an issue with my actual work output? I got crystal clear and very direct about the work that was being done. My time saving was all in saying no to the other BS that takes up 40% of time at work that doesn't get results. The next piece was I laid brick after brick. So look, building a business and holding down a job is hard. The surest way to fail is to think 20 steps ahead and get overwhelmed and give up. The key is only planning out the big blocks of work in sequence, but not the minute details. Then just focus on the next brick in front of you. For instance, if I never created space first, got my actual job under control, I could not find time to set up my LLC. And if I didn't have my LLC, I couldn't get paid, and so forth, brick by brick. So let me ask you, if you're daydreaming about a way out and you just read the roadmap that I gave you from someone who has done it before, what's the next brick you need to lay to move closer to that dream coming into focus? Just look at that brick and banish any other thought about how you can't do it. Those are just obstacles we don't have to worry about yet. You know what to do next. Do that. Here's to becoming unbreakable, and I will see you all next week.